Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. Welcome to round 6. Tonight we are at Daytona International. I think.
Just bear with me.
Yes.
Yeah, bear with me, everybody. I'm just having problems getting the actual iRacing on the screen. But yeah, carry on, Mark.
Yeah, so whilst Phil One Job's just sorting some technical bits out, have a quick chat. Got Ruben with myself. Good evening, Ruben.
Evening, Mark.
And yeah, Daytona, there you go. Just so that I'm not going crazy, it is Daytona International, not Indianapolis, as I panicked at the start there. So, league table wise, what have we got? Round 6 tonight, 5 rounds completed. So far, drum roll, we have a tie at the top. Peter Smith and Adam Southgate, both racing for CXR Project Black, both in the Fords. They are joint leaders on 103 points, with Peter ahead on a technicality of winning more races. William Chadwick, who's not racing tonight, unfortunately, is currently sitting just 3 points behind in third place. And then we've got a gap to fourth, who's Stephen Bird on 67. So it's fair to say it's a 2 to 3 horse race for the rest of the season. Be interesting to see how it pans out tonight. That's all.
Yeah, it sure will. Sorry about this, guys. I am really having issues getting this.
No, I'm looking forward to tonight anyway, because it's a night race and I am partial to a night race, it must be said. So I'm sure, Ruben, you can tell us all about this wonderful remapped bus stop chicane.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different layout than we've run last season. But yeah, I mean, especially the last chicane makes it very interesting with quite the bumps or the sausage curbs.
Is it literally just the curbs they've changed in, is it? Or
no,
I've not seen it, to be honest.
It's sort of a second chicane where we usually had the just a bus stop chicane.
Yeah.
But this is an additional chicane to it. So instead of running on the back oval, going through the bus stop and then entering on the oval again, coming up to turn 1, we do now have a sort of second chicane.
Oh,
but it's quite a difficult one. Then again, it's Daytona, like you said, the International Speedway NASCAR road course. I do enjoy this track, especially during the night. So I am with you on that one. That we do love some good night races.
I'm just going to load up. I'm just going to load up iRacing again and just see where that fixes it, because I can see my mouse moving around on the game or the sim, but I cannot see the actual sim. It worked throughout. It worked throughout the whole of an hour and 50 minutes of practice, and decided to cut off just to go live. Technology at its best.
That is one messy desktop, I must admit. There you go.
I couldn't find my way through that desktop, mate.
So, looking at practice, I think Luke McKeon was the quickest, was he not?
He was, yeah.
Was it Peter and Adam sandbagging in second and third? Just, we'll see how it pans out. So they're literally just going out on their warm-up laps at the moment, so you're not actually missing a lot. Luke has chucked in a warm-up lap, let's call it.
Well, he's only 0.3 off his fastest time in the practice session, with a 1:49.7. So it is quite a good banker lap, but we'll probably see people pulling in a little bit of quicker lap times, including himself. So we'll just have to wait and see. We're just 6 minutes underway in the qualifying sessions. So yeah. Everybody watching just needs to stay with us. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Good evening, Ben. Good evening, Vulcan Sim and Winus. Yeah, it is a shame, Ben, but we'll probably see you next week. Wins in the chat as well. Good evening. Also cheering on for Vulcan. And as it's looking, Luke has a good chance of having a good race tonight. Although Peter just took the provisional pole position with a 1:49 and 49.725, which is 0.03 of a second quicker than Luke. And Adam Southgate is in third with a 1:49.793. So within 0.07 of a second, we've got 3 people.
And there we go, guys. Sorry, I now actually have iRacing back for everybody on screen.
No.
So now we can actually go to some qualifying. Pulled it out the bag.
Just like Real Madrid. Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, dearie me. Right.
And another nice thing, though, with this whole sessions during the night is you're going to see the nice glowing discs in the heavy braking areas. So
you do like a glowing disc, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, dear.
So the first and sort of second sector are the same as we've run before. It's just that additional chicane that we'll see popping up in a little bit while we are following Adam Southgate.
Quite a few
It'd be
guys are
interesting
looking
to see
for
if
that
they
draft.
group up here. See if they're doing a bit of drafting.
Bit of drafting.
Ooh. What's happening?
I think they both just either missed their braking points or decided to exit out on the lap.
Seems like. Cheers, Kieran, for the 19 months in a row.
Phil, you'll have to get a trophy knocked up for Kieran.
I think we will have
dedication for you.
That is proper dedication. Maybe that's what it is. You hit 24 months subscription, you get a CXR trophy.
You get to the beans.
Was that a photo of yourself, Phil, signed?
Yeah, in your hoodie.
with a nice can of beer. Well, maybe we can find that stream where Phil popped himself in the screen, which wasn't really supposed to happen, but
that was
the face he pulled was priceless.
So who have we got? Is it the 2 or 3 usual, the 3 wise men in race control tonight, is it? Is it Aaron, Neil and Ed?
Yeah, we have the full squad. The full squad is in race control.
So Ed's shoehorned himself in from being a guest now to being permanent by the sounds of things.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes the jobs a little bit easier for Aaron and Neil, having that one extra person in race control. So exactly, it's easier to call the timestamps and have a look at the incidents.
So Mark Fletcher is currently sat at 150 dead into 4th. He had a good race last week against, was it Adam? Was it? They were fighting for 3rd place and he managed to get past on the second last lap, I think it was.
Yeah, or I think it was even on the last lap.
Yeah, I believe it was the last lap,
Yeah. And then we could see he was pulling away straight away after the pass. Adam just did a great job defending his position. And that's not the way you want to put your car on the side.
Yeah. The car it definitely works faster with all 4 wheels on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, at least 1 wheel on the floor, actually. Just any powering wheel will do.
That's an interesting livery. Oh, ouch.
A Hot Wheels livery from Bart Dolphin. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He was just in a draft pulling out, and
I think.
Yeah. It seems like while he was pulling out of the draft, he just lost the back end of the car.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
And Bart is currently set in 17th position. And we've got a follower is Christoph 2648 and Nimcross. Cheers for the follow, guys. We appreciate it a lot. And I think it was Winesk asking if there's already a decision which class or championship we're gonna run for next season. No, there isn't. But if you wanna be up to date on that point, or if you is the poll still up, Phil?
Yeah, the poll's still live. So just head into the Discord and just kind of give your thoughts on the poll. And
let's have a little perusal. Let's have a look. Where do we stand at the moment? So, as things stand, before it's obviously not closed yet, but it's very close actually. In fairness, you've got the GT3s leading with the open wheelers and the GTEs only a couple of votes behind. However, interestingly, single class and heat 45-minute races seem to be fairly concrete in voting, so they're unlikely to change the format. Yeah, I think it's just a case of what car class people want to race next season.
We've got an absolute full GT masterclass going on right now. All three of them, all three Fords right together, trying to get that magical draft.
Oh, and Luke McKeon jumps into pole position with a 149.532.
Stephen Bird currently sitting P9. We normally see Stephen getting into the top 5, don't we? I believe. So, yeah, expecting maybe a few places to be jumped in the next few laps. How long have we got left? Just about 10 minutes.
Just over halfway, yeah.
Yeah.
Jelle Pieter Hoogland having a good qualifying so far as well, currently set in P4. And Raul Suarez Lopez in P6 for Escape VRT.
Just stay on board with Callum Brandt currently in P7. Watch this lap of his. Lots of oversteer going on into the car there, into the first few corners.
Yeah, it seems like he's working the car quite hard, but to be fair though, although everybody's probably who's watching or driving knows this track quite well, apart from that new chicane that's with us tonight, but turn 1 can be a tricky one.
Yeah, I believe the Ferrari actually has a little bit of, well, it doesn't really have the top end speed, so this technically shouldn't really be a Ferrari circuit. So we may see the likes of Mark Fletcher struggling to keep up with the top 4 or 5 guys once the actual race starts, but you never know, obviously, with the draft. But I do believe there is a little bit of a top speed difference here between the Ferrari and the rest of the cars, so it'd be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yep. Oh, we've got Billy Fletcher in the chat. Billy, you should be qualifying, mate. Billy didn't settle up, did he? Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, Billy, if you're still listening and following the chat, are you gonna do a start from the back tonight?
It looks like that's the plan, isn't it? It looks like that is the plan.
Is he gonna pull one out of the bag?
He's plenty of time.
He's starting from the back. He had a stressful few days, and I just want a bit of fun tonight. Well, that's fair play. That's fair play. We've seen Billy doing it last season, and he had quite some good races doing it. So let's see.
We're reminded when he goes out in the second corner.
No. You're jinxing it already for Billy. Oh, but like I said, he has some good and fun races last season doing the same. So
I still say bring back reverse grids. Oh, the carnage.
Peter Smith jumps into pole position now with a 1:49.466.
All right, let's see what Luke has then, because he's on a lap now, I believe. I don't think he's on an out lap. Could be wrong. No, I believe he's on a lap. Let's see what this Audi has.
Sorry, just saw Billy's reaction to what Mark said, so he's going to blame Mark if anything happens.
It's all right.
I would do the same.
Is this like actual role playing, the chat going on in the air?
I like that though. We've lost 2 of our drivers due to excessive parching, and we fired our engineering staff last week. And frankly, if I get another question asked, I might headbutt someone. Quote from Josh, Details Team Princeton. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, neither of the brothers are racing, are they? So
no, from Josh Johnson, we already knew he had to.
Working,
I think due to work, he couldn't join last week's race and this week.
And Ben's on daddy daycare duties,
Daddy daycare duties.
Oh, that's important, guys.
It is.
Question: I don't know where David is though. Maybe he is watching.
He obviously didn't win driver of the day last week, so he's not
200ths of a second there. Luke was actually missing out on pole position.
Oh, yeah, it's close. Again.
Mark Fletcher coming across the line. He's got 2 green sectors, so not sure whether he's going to go up anywhere. He does. He goes into P3.
Third. And that's not bad in the Fezzer that's slow.
Yeah, and considering that also means that he's in front of Adam Southgate, who obviously he had 43 minutes worth of trying to pass him last week, and then managed to do it on the final lap or the lap before the final lap. So that could actually provide, that could be key, you know. Keeping Peter and Adam apart in those Fords could actually be key.
Yeah. Well, and the nicest thing, and I said that last week after the race, this is one of the closest seasons we've had so far on our racing. So, depending on how the race will end tonight and where people will finish, we're going to have a hell of a ending in the season at round 7 and round 8.
Yeah,
and what are the last 2 tracks we are running at?
I think Watkins is the last one, isn't it? Watkins Glen, my favourite.
Yeah,
that's the last one. And next week,
can he remember next week's? That's the thing.
Phil's stalling so we could dig the list out.
No, I'm not. No,
oh, am I supposed to be digging the list out?
You're a stats man. You should have known.
I'm stats man. Tracks aren't stats.
Yeah. I counted
my new slogan. Let's have a little look. The
last
one is Summit Point. I don't think we've been there, have we?
Not in the GT3s. We've been there in the MX-5.
Have we?
I think we've been there in the MX-5 season.
All right, okie dokie.
Yeah, I believe we've been there in these ones.
Finish up.
Yep.
Well, Phil, I would almost say we should run Summit Point.
So, last 5 minutes. Oh, I love that livery there. That's Bart Dolphin, isn't it?
Oh, you've got Jay Blaster in the chat as well. Evening, Jay Blaster.
Yeah, actually, we did quite well, didn't we, in the VRS GT3?
In the VRS Endurance, yeah. We won it, actually. Yeah, man.
At Summit Point. Blasted it.
Not quite sure if we'll be on the pace of the likes of a Peter or a Luke or Mark, but hey, who cares?
We won, that's all that matters.
But yeah, that's on a track I'm looking forward to as well. But first we've got tonight at Daytona. So again, we've put it in chat already. If you want to keep track on this season as well as the next season, head over to our Discord channel, where you can follow all the news of CXR community.
So we've got 5 drivers just under 150 at the moment. So Peter Smith still on pole position, Luke McKeon second, Mark Fletcher third, Alan Southgate fourth, and Peter Hoogland in fifth.
Well, Mark, it's getting better every week.
His Dutch is improving.
Pronouncing Jelle's name.
Jelle Peter Hoogland. Hoogland. Oh, I don't know, something like that, isn't it? Bloody foreigners.
Oh, we've got Christoph in chat saying league on a weekend, please. For guys with shift work.
Or how about, I was going to say, some people have lives on the weekend, don't they?
I mean, everybody has.
I think that'd be quite tough actually on the weekend, because a lot of people will have family time, inverted commas.
Yeah, I always think that like a weekend it's a bit of a weird one. Like a lot of people put leagues on at the weekends, but for me personally, it's like that's when we like to do our team events and stuff. So I almost like to leave the weekend free for team events rather than hosting stuff ourselves.
That is true.
Yeah, I was debating bringing back the Monday night racing soon, so look out. Normally I'd try and just break that for the summer, so obviously we're heading into the winter months now, so I suppose we can actually start doing the old Monday nights again.
We'll have a look at what we can do. In the end, the reason why we do this sort of leagues is so people can have fun and enjoy some great league racing we try to provide, no matter the day of the week. And
Friday, 11 o'clock.
Oh, well, if you got... What? Friday, 11 o'clock?
Yeah, some of us are in bed by 10. Some of us are a bit rock and roll on a Friday night.
Well, you're probably in bed.
I am. 10 o'clock bedtime.
Friday's the day when I go to bed earliest as well. I don't know why. It must be an age thing now, but...
It is, honestly. I can't... back in the old days, you play till 2, 3 in the morning, not a problem. But no, Jesus.
I do that in the week.
Yeah, well, you
that's
don't
why
work.
That's why I'm so tired. That's why I'm so tired on a Friday.
That's why your knack will become Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right, so where are we then? We're coming into the final minute now. So it is as you were. So the only person out at the moment is Mark Fletcher, I believe, in the top 4. Yellow Peter Hoogland is also out and on board with currently, just going through. That was the bus stop chicane, isn't it?
No, this was the last one.
No, yeah.
Oh, was this the last one? Sorry.
It's been, just kind of plonked on the track using some £50 curbs that they found in a storeroom, I think.
Some anti-theft, some ATM anti-theft bollards.
Yes, that is the 25 minutes done.
Where is Mark Fletcher? He's about a third of the way around, so he'll get the lap in.
It's going to go on board with him.
Hey, look at the old neon lighting. Doesn't that look good? Party night. Just having a little look who else is out by a lap at the moment. Callum Brandt is out. Yellow Peter Hoogland is out. Miles Owen sitting 13th at the moment. He's just coming to the end of his lap. Bart Dolphin, Dries Kadir is down in 18th, struggling a little bit today. And Jack Sifford in 19th. So Bart just goes up into 16th. So Mark coming into the final section.
Yeah, he's not putting any faster or green sectors. Yellow Peter Hoogland actually has his first 2 sectors green and didn't better the next 2 sectors, and then we'll have to see where he is on this next one. I'll go on board with him in a second. Just going to wait for Mark to go over the line, which he does. Stays in P3. Wow, massive jump over the curb there for Peter Hoogland. And that would be that lap destroyed. Callum Brandt currently sat in P8. Does he go any better on his final lap? He does not.
And that's it. All in.
Yes, there we have it. Just got to wait for the results to come through on everyone's screen. Almost pressed the wrong button for the music, and we almost had a bit of Van Halen there. So that would have that would have been a bit odd, unless everyone wants to jump. The beautiful wait for the gridding results.
2 minutes is gone, I think. The 2 minute service. So who are we going to put the old commentator's curse on then?
Oh. See, there's people that I'm looking at, and I'm actually like, I want them to do well because they deserve to do well in some of these races, but they haven't. It's not really gone to plan so far. So, but we'll go through the gridding results because they can now come on screen for everybody.
So the people are gridding up, and here we've got the results for the US GT3 Championship Round 6 at Daytona International Speedway. It's Peter Smith in pole position, Luke McKeon in P2, Mark Fletcher in P3, Adam Southgate P4, Jelle Hoogland P5, Raul Suarez Lopez P6, Stephen Bird P7, Callum Brandt P8, Matthew Hodges is P9, Matthew Dambreen P10, Jason Hodgson P11, Martin Hobson P12, P13 is, I've lost track, Miles Owens, Kieran Smart on P14, Matt Acton P15, it's Bart Dolphin on P16, Dominic Forster P17, Dries Kader P18, Jack Clifford P19, Daniel Merchant P20, Andreas Hauser P21, Josh Thompson P22, Billy Fletcher P23, Elliot Harper in P24, and that's the grid for tonight's race.
It's the grid.
Excellent.
Many people are working or have other things to do, I guess. But that is.
So you're going for Phil before you disappear?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Mark because he's got such a brilliant name and he's driving a Ferrari. So what more could I ask for?
I'm going to go for Luke.
Ooh.
Luke McKeon.
Well, I'm going to stick with Peter then. Pole position, I'm going to go for the win.
So Adam's going to win then, basically, is what we're saying.
We've just destroyed the top three.
Yeah, we've just destroyed the top three, indeed.
Well, let's see how it goes. They're just going to start their warm-up lap.
All right, good luck, guys. I'll leave everybody in the hands of Ruben and Mark for the commentary.
Cheers, Phil.
And we'll catch you after the race has concluded.
No problem.
Right, so we've got a full parade lap. No. Isn't it a full parade lap?
They're on the bank already, so I guess not.
No. I'm wrong.
That's interesting. Look, he's bunching them right up at the moment, Peter Smith. It worked last week, didn't he, where he caught them out, bunching them right up and then shot off like a stabbed rat and never looked back.
Yeah, well, last week we saw William in P2 sort of go in front of Peter, and I think therefore sort of misjudging the actual start of the race. He couldn't anticipate well enough on him, and we're on their way. We're going, and I think this time it's Luke who has a little bit of a hard time following through, and it's Mark Fletcher already in P2. And he will try to hold on to Peter as long as possible, maybe even for the entire race, and try to pull the same thing as he did last week on Adam Southgate, grabbing the last podium position.
Unfortunately, Martin Hobson's had an off somewhere. So he's now at the back. Everyone else appears to be clean through.
And it seems like he lost the car on his own. So that's not the start that you want. Maybe grabbing a little bit too much of the grass.
Ooh, Luke having a little look there. No, it's Mark. Sorry, it's not Luke. To the line.
No, but Mark, sorry, Luke is close though.
Yeah.
It seems like, where's Adam Southgate? Adam Southgate dropped back to 5th position. It's Jelle Pieter Hoogland in P4 now, so... But this is an interesting one. We see the power of the Ford though, but it's especially Luke who's trying to stay as close as possible to Peter.
So it's one of these races where you probably being at the front doesn't benefit you in the slightest until the last lap.
No, and there's still a lot to play for, 45 minutes of racing.
I presume you can fuel save sitting behind in the draft, can't you?
You can probably.
You know Luke's very good in the pit as well. His pit strategies tend to be spot on.
Yeah, I must say the same goes for Peter, to be honest. We're on board with Raul Suarez Lopez. He's close behind Jelle Pieter Hoogland and Adam Southgate. Coming into turn 1. All in a single file. But it's a nice mixed up field here.
Oh, Luke's hand. Where's he gone? Gone wide, is he?
I think Mark is now in P2. Sorry, P1. And Luke and Peter.
What happened there then? Oh, a little coming together.
A little coming together. And Mark could benefit. And yeah, fair play to Luke for letting Peter back through, but they've lost out for now on Mark Fletcher, who is being followed by Adam Southgate. So Adam, who dropped back to P5, is currently in P2.
Where's the cash out button? Straight away, Adam having a little look there on the bank. Adam's now in the lead.
I don't think though that that little contact does have any consequences for both of the drivers. If you look at the damage, or they don't have any damage for what I'm seeing. So Adam Southgate now in front of Mark Fletcher.
Yeah, and Peter Smith is straight back in the mix. In fact, the top 5 look like they're all pretty top 6. Nothing in it, is it, the lead train? Just trying to check the intervals here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 seconds covering 8 cars at the moment.
So right early on we see some nice battles going on track. Great to see, and yeah, that last chicane could play part somewhere in the race, because it is very tricky with those high sausage curbs.
Everyone loves a sausage.
Looking at Kieran Smart, as he's being called the hunk of our racing. Do we have him on sweaty cam tonight?
Here he is, in all his glory.
Currently sitting in P12.
So, having a little look, fastest lap, Adam Southgate currently, a 150.54.
Yeah, that's quite a good lap that he pulled in, and Kieran Smart just spun out.
So how many of them are going to be yelling out, draft me daddy, draft me, as they go around here?
It's a good question. On board Billy Fletcher, coming from the back of the field.
Just seeing there, the draft there, the effect it has. Pulls the cars in quite quick, doesn't it?
And he's probably going for the overtake there at the bus stop chicane, putting his car on
through.
the inside. Nice move.
We expect, obviously, Billy decided to start at the back tonight, so we expect him to shoot up the grid.
And Jelle Piet Rogeland still in front of Luke.
Somebody just nudging the wall in the background there. I'm not sure who that was. I think that might have been Raul Lopez.
And here we are on board with Dries Kader. And he just overtook Bart Dolphin on just before turn 1. So up to P12.
He's gone up 6 places, so he's had a good start in the first 3 laps. So's Bart actually, he's gone up 3 places. My new favourite livery, by the way.
What, the Hot Wheels?
Yeah, I didn't spot that last week.
While we're looking at the battle between Matt Acton and Dominic Forster. Dominic Forster took the position from Matt Acton, but Matt Acton is not gonna let him have it that easily. So he's immediately putting the pressure back on Dominic. And depending on if he's got a good run coming onto the oval, he may be able to go for that overtake into the bus stop chicane. Because it is quite a run. Currently on the back of Raul Suarez Lopez, looking at Stephen Bird.
Ooh, just clipped the dirt, got to be careful there.
Well, it is a famous chicane there for one of our co-commentators, although he's not commentating during the race, Mark.
Who's that then? It's obviously not me.
No, it's Phil who knows that chicane pretty well.
What, rear end first or?
No.
That's just normally where I get called a prick.
Sorry, just Phil
in
our rear there. Just.
While Stephen Bird had a little look on the inside of Raul, but he didn't go for the overtake. It's Mark Fletcher now who pulled up to Adam Southgate again. And he seems to be able to stay close on the back of Adam, which is good to see. He did have the faster lap last lap. It was only 0.05 of a second, but still. What we do know though is that the Ford doesn't like the curbs too much. So that may play in the hands of Mark, who's in the Ferrari. But coming onto the back oval, the power of Ford is going to come into play again, leaving that first section of the track.
Look, Peter Smith's closing the time quite rapidly now. He's down to half a second behind Mark Fletcher.
And in the meantime, Luke is back in P4. He overtook Jelle Piet Hoogland.
Great line through the chicane there, or the bus stop. Not sure what that is. I think it's the bus stop.
It is. Oh, Mark right on the back of Adam. Coming up to that already famous new chicane.
The sausage chicane.
The sausage chicane, yeah. But there you see it, he was so close and now he's a little bit further back.
Daniel Merchant and
Billy Fletcher.
Billy Fletcher and Matt Acton, isn't it?
And I think that was Dominic Forster who went off.
Just goes to show you what happens if you hit him. I think he just caught the back end there.
We're gonna have to see if there will be a replay of what happened there with Dominic Forster, but unfortunately he dropped down to P20.
On board, having a little Luke. Oh, yes, the sausage doesn't like that. Squeezed out, nowhere to go.
There you have it, and I think it was Miles Owens in front of him. I think Miles was lucky not getting collected there by Dominic, because once you hit those sausage curbs, you've got nowhere to go. You're a passenger. Back on board, Billy Fletcher just overtaken Matt Acton, and is now in P15. I think Matt Acton had a little look on the inside, but backed out once Billy came across his nose. Taking a later apex, coming onto the oval again. The one that we are missing tonight is Dennis Meisner, but his replacement driver for tonight is Daniel Merchant, who we are currently on board with in the only BMW Z4 on track at the moment. And he's close behind Matt Acton as well.
Very logical layout, interior-wise. Must say that. That's it, yeah. The Germans do it well.
Oh, Raul Suarez just had a moment as well, and I'm not quite sure. I think it was at that same sausage chicane, I'm gonna call it. But he dropped quite some positions as well. He's now on P12. And there we have it. He just lost the back end, took too much speed into that chicane. Oh, wow.
Didn't realise 2 went in today.
That was Elliot Harper making a move on Daniel Merchant. Just feathered off the brakes a little bit to tuck it on the inside. So, an aggressive move, but a nice move. So well done by Elliot Harper, currently in P17. Back on board with Bart Dolphin in your favorite livery of tonight in the Hot Wheels.
He'd get driver of the day just for that livery, I think.
He's being followed by Miles Owens. Miles having a great line there, coming onto the oval. Will tuck in behind the Merc, try to get the advantage of the draft, although Bart may have the draft of Raul, who is right in front of him as well. So that probably won't pay out for Miles Owens, who will have to stay behind Bart Dolphin. Another nice battle we still have on track is Adam Southgate and Mark Fletcher. Mark Fletcher is still about 4/10 behind Adam Southgate, and another nice battle in the top 5 is Jelle Pieter Hoogland, who's still able to follow Luke McKeon. And it seems like Miles Owens had a slowdown and immediately drops about 3 positions, if I'm correct. And also, yeah, that's not gonna help as well. Mr. Braking it, going into that second chicane as well.
Never rains, but it pours.
Probably got another slowdown.
So on board with Jason Hodgson at the moment, who's having a little battle with Matthew Hodges in 9th and 10th. Surprised actually, there's a few little gaps appearing looking through the timing sheets. However, there are a couple of good little battles on the go at the moment. So just coming in up to 14 minutes completed, a third of the way through the race. I'm guessing pit-wise, I presume it's going to be early 20 minutes as normal. So I'm just trying to work that out, translating it into laps. So that's going to be sort of lap 12, 13, something along those lines.
Yeah, and what I'm wondering as well, Mark, is Peter Smith, is he playing the long game? Is he thinking about fuel strategy, trying to stretch his first stint?
He might be. He's gone off the pace because he was within half a second of Mark Fletcher a few laps ago. So I'm not sure if he's decided to ease up to maybe try and undercut or something. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because Mark's pretty sharp on his pit strategies. I think he's had the fastest pit last 2 weeks, I think, off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, we know, and I said it last week as well, that William Chadwick was one of the best ones in this league with his pit stops, and he's pretty much shown that every race. Then again, Peter Smith seems to be 1.5 seconds behind Mark Fletcher, and I don't think he wants to drop more time, because with that 1.5 seconds you still will be able to gain a little bit of that draft of the car in front, which could help with the fuel saving. And maybe Mark is doing the same behind Adam while keeping the pressure on. Maybe we can have a little look at the fastest lap time at the moment, since we're 15 minutes into this race.
That's Adam Southgate currently leading.
Still Adam?
Yep, 150.15, and then Pete Smith has the second fastest at 150.19.
But I mean, in the race, 150.1. Looking at the qualifying laps, that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick. But Peter Smith isn't that far off.
Just on board with Billy Fletcher and Bart Dolphin again.
Yeah, Billy Fletcher just took P13. So Billy, who started in P22, 23, sorry, currently in P13. And I'm having a quick look at the standings, and I think there are only 2 drivers who are still in the same position as they started in, and that is Jelle Pieter Hoogland currently in P5 and Matt Acton currently in P15.
And Andreas Hauser and Josh Thompson. Oh no, they've just changed.
Well, there you go.
That'd teach me trying to be clever, would it? Oh, Mark Fletcher's about under 2 tenths now, so must be on the oval section. He's coming in turn 1, I think, now.
Yeah, well, this will seem familiar for Adam since he had to held off Mark Fletcher for 40 minutes. Oh, wow, we have a spin from, I think that's Andreas Hauser.
Well missed.
Wow, that was close call, but well avoided.
So
I think
the
he
old,
tried. Just stopped the car in time.
Oof, Lordy.
just
in
stopped the
replay
car
now.
in time.
Well, I'm not sure if he got a little tap there.
I think that's Elliot Harper and Matt Acton having a little bit of a tussle. And it's Miles Owens who comes into this battle now as well. But hey, Robin is racing, as long as it stays as fair as possible.
Robin is racing, eh?
Peter Smith, by the way, has closed the gap down now a little bit more. So he seemed to be upping the pace a little bit. He's now almost within the half second, while Raul Suarez unfortunately has another spin. He was in P12, but I think he just lost position to Billy Fletcher and Dries Kader. And there you have it, just clipped the grass a little bit on the outside while turning in, spun the car around.
On board with Matt Acton at the moment in 15th position. So he's got 2 cars chasing him down at the moment, or 3 cars now. So Elliot Harper, Miles Owens and Daniel Merchant all within a second of each other.
Oh, it seemed like Miles, I don't think he's getting a slowdown, but I think he was close to cutting the exit of that chicane, of the bus stop chicane. So looking from the rear onboard view.
As we switch to Jason Hodgson, 9th, and Matthew Hodges in 10th. Billy Fletcher's just... Oh, he's gone in the pit. Billy Fletcher's in the pit.
So with 18 minutes of racing, well, it probably will be within that window, but we'll have to wait and see near the end of the race if he's able to get advantage of the early pit stop.
Well, I think that's the first proper scheduled pit.
Yeah. See the nice glowing brake discs on the Ford of Adam, still being closely followed by Mark Fletcher and Peter Smith, who's just now within that second of Mark Fletcher. Luke McKeon still in 4th position, about 3 seconds away, and he's being followed by Jelle Pieter Hoogland, so P4 isn't decided yet as well.
Just having a quick look through the chat, so Bottom Split Esports is making the comment a lot of people have been that the Fords are fast, but in fairness, as Byron Gaming's pointed out, they're not in the corners as you mentioned at the start.
No, and they don't like the curbs that much as well. I mean, seeing them go through the bus stop, yeah, that's fine, but especially that last chicane with the high sausage curbs. While we're looking on board with Dries Kader in the Mercedes GT3, trying to have a little look on the inside of Jason Hutchin, but had to pull out. So we'll have to try again. Oh, and I think Elliot Harper, I was looking at the battle, I think he just misjudged the exit of the bus stop chicane there, and is now losing a position to Miles Owens as well.
Oh, it looks all very good photo there, I think. Oh, hello. What happened there?
Wow, I think he just broke a little bit too hard and lost the back end of his car and hit the wall hard. Very, very hard. So he'll be looking for going into the pit and use that fast repair. Yeah, I think he just took a little bit too much speed into it.
Ooh,
here we see it from
weird.
above.
That was weird.
And just probably coming up to that chicane and just braking a little bit too hard. Brakes to the rear and...
Job done, isn't it?
And yeah, those walls don't give away.
So, just coming up to, I believe, will be the pit window. A couple already gone in. Adam Southgate currently leading ahead of Mark Fletcher by 8 tenths per second, who's also 8 tenths ahead of Peter Smith in third. Luke McKeown a little bit further back, 3 seconds behind him in fourth, and Yellow Peter Holland just half a second behind him. So, we're looking to put a little bit of pressure on him here before the pit window. Yeah, and bizarrely, he seems to be spreading out a little bit mid-pack. So at the moment, we got 14th and 15th, Miles Owen, Daniel Merchant, a few couple of attempts in it, and the other race of note is the one we're looking at the moment, Luke McKeown and Hello Peter Hoogland, 4 attempts apart.
What I'm wondering as well, though, is some of the drivers who are close within that battle are going to pull a dummy coming into the pit.
What, lastminute.com?
Or just at the last minute pull out again, trying to fool the car behind.
Well, let's hope Dan cause an accident doing that. Oh, hello. My thing's lighting up like a Christmas tree. What's going on here? They're in. They're starting to come in. So Jason Hodgson's in. Miles Owens is in. Matthew Hodges is already in the pit.
Oh, wow. Dominic Firster. I'm not quite sure what Dominic Firster did there. It seemed like he just totally misjudged going onto the oval. And was still braking, but still hit the wall. So Dominic Firster not having a good race tonight. But his teammate Luke McKeown still in P4. And still being followed by Jelle Piet Hoogland. Another nice battle we have on track is for P13 between Kieran Smart and Daniel Merchant. And we're on board with Kieran Smart here. So Daniel Merchant so far having a good race, started in P20, currently in P13. Trying to keep that position.
Not sure if Kieran's going to get the draft or not. I think he's a little bit too far behind.
Well, Kieran had a decent comeback after the spin he had, so that's well done.
He's currently up a place from his grid position, so ahead of the game, as it were, coming up to halfway in the race.
Good evening, Ben.
Yeah, just over halfway.
Another person to point out for now is Dries Kader, currently in P9. He's now in front of Raul Suarez Lopez, although while matching it, he's coming into the pit. Oh, Daniel Merchant, he's decided to come into the pit as well. I thought at first he had a slowdown, but he's coming into the pit, so that gives the position to Kieran Smart.
So Matthew Hodges and Billy Fletcher taking advantage of that. Now up to 11th and 12th, and they are the highest pitters to date.
Yeah, I think pretty much half of the field has stopped now. The only person who had a relatively long pit stop, but that was probably due to the damage, is Martin Hobson, as well as Dominic Firster and Jack Fielder Clifford. Everybody else seems to be between, say, roughly 37 and 40 seconds. Bart Dolphin had a pit stop of 43 seconds.
They're coming in, so the leaders are in. The top 3 all in at the same time. Top 4, top 5. So there you go. The pit window was only 2 laps worth.
Ben is in the West Wing. Right.
So, Mark Fletcher's out ahead. No, he's not. I thought he was for a second.
Callum Brand coming into the pit as well.
It's obviously their pit boxes.
Matthew Dambreen. We'll probably see Raul Suarez Lopez coming in as well, I can imagine.
And Kieran will follow to complete. Oh, Mark Fletcher's out
Oh, Mark
first.
Fletcher. Yeah, Mark Fletcher just jumped Peter Smith in the pit. So you called it, Mark called it for Mark. That Mark had a very good pit stop, and he actually pulls a gap of, I think, roughly a second.
Second, yeah, just over a second, yeah.
So great pit stop. Peter is in front of Adam as well. So Adam lost quite some time, but Peter had the fastest pit stop of those 3, to be honest. Peter had a 35 second, Mark had a 36 second, and Adam lost the most. He had a 38 second pit stop.
I'm trying to work out how Mark's come out ahead then. He's 8 tenths slower standing.
Well, yeah, maybe he had a very good pit entry, and he was on the back of Peter and Adam. And Adam just lost most. He was leading the race and is now on P3. And we do know that the Fords are quick on the straights. So yeah, Mark will probably be looking into trying to do his best to maximize the run coming onto those long straights.
Well, I think it'll be more of Peter and Adam working together maybe to erode that lead.
Yep. And of course we've got live race control, and I can call out that unfortunately Dries Kader was black flagged for causing a collision. So that is unfortunate because he was having quite a decent race, and at one point he even was in P9, but he dropped quite the position and is currently in P22.
Currently still sitting in the pit. He's been in there for 3 minutes, so must have had a bit of damage. Just wondering why he didn't use a fast repair, because he hasn't been in. I think that's his first time he's been in.
Well, that could be because of the black flag, but I'm not quite sure. But he is still in. Time's still counting. And he is taking, as it looks, all in once. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for Dries. Fell back to P22, but we're on board with Miles Owens, who's trying to take the position from Kieran Smart. Kieran Smart keeping this car a little bit on the middle of the road to defend that position. Well defended there by Kieran, keeping Miles behind for P13. But I think we're into a hell of an end of this race, with the top 3 being within 1.5 seconds.
I'd say less now. Looks like a second. Peter's clawing it back on the bank. You can see it now.
And even Luke McKeon had a 35-second pit stop, which gave him about 1.5 seconds back on the top 3. So he did gain a little bit.
I think we need to put a few dead bodies in the back of those Fords, because I'll tell you what, they are quick on that bank.
Yeah, but Mark doing a great job defending his position now, so the roles have turned.
And Adam's also in the mix now.
And you can see that Mark is taking those curves, those sausage curves, and it's probably quite a little bit easier in the Ferrari than we know it is in the Fords. But it's Adam putting the pressure, or sorry, it's Peter putting the pressure on Mark. And we're looking from the bonnet view of Adam. Yeah, we do have some other battles still going on track as well. We have a battle for P11 between Jason Hutchin and Raul Suarez Lopez. And I think Matt Acton just overtook Bart Dolphin, and Bart Dolphin jumped down 2 positions.
Oh, he's just hit the wall there.
That's not gonna help his car. That's not gonna help his car, and he just
Someone
passed
just
the pits
dived
as
in.
well. He just passed the pits as well.
I think Dries has gone back in for his drive-through. I think we stop and go.
And Bart Dolphin actually stopped on track to tow back to the pit. He probably thought it wasn't worth it.
Peter,
While we're looking at Peter just overtaking
got
Mark
enough.
Fletcher on the
He
straight.
has.
Oh, and I think Mark Fletcher
Hit the wall.
hit the wall just a tiny bit.
He's got a good drive out though.
Oh, and I would say he nearly ran into the back of Peter. It looked like he nearly ran into the back of Peter there, but still staying strong. Even with the draft, he just isn't able to get alongside Peter. But we've got a battle on our hands. And there you see the difference though. He pulls it all back into those chicanes, but then
Still got to get past him now. That's the problem.
That's it. But being that close to Peter coming into the next section. Oh, nearly put his car on the inside there of Peter into turn 1.
It looks like the Ferrari is much more agile on the brakes as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think overall it's just a little bit better balanced car. It lacks a little bit of power to really compete with Ford on the straights, which is unfortunate for Mark, but if he can keep the pressure on Peter, who knows what happens. And Jay Blesser commentating that the Ford is already full of moonshine. And I do agree with Wyness in chat as well. We definitely see some good racing going on track at the moment, while we're looking at Daniel Merchant, who is having a battle with Matt Acton for P15. And switching to Jason Hutchin, who is trying to take the position from Raul Suarez Lopez. Whoa, that was some late braking there by Raul. Or maybe a little bit early braking by Jason, but well done by the both of them. Still going strong.
Back on board with the leaders then, Peter Smith, looking behind at Mark Fletcher.
Yeah, it seems like Adam is now losing a little bit on pace. He's not being able to follow Peter and Mark, so they definitely up the pace.
Just noticed the size of that wing on the Ford. You could have a picnic on that, couldn't you? Very strategically placed advert for the Discord, for the Twitch there as well by Phil.
Yeah,
Christ, he did like size 100 font.
But again, you can see Mark break into Peter, or to him, but it's still behind him, not able to overtake him. Then again, do you want to overtake him at this point, or do you want to try and stay as close as possible and maybe try to go for that overtake on the last lap?
Just seeing Billy Fletcher there, up into 9th now, taking Matthew Hodges just before one of these chicanes. Billy Fletcher's gone up 14 places, now in the top 10 in 9th. So that's a good drive from him. He's got 10-ish minutes to try and claw a few more places. I mean, looking at the gaps, he's got a little bit to do if he wants to sort of hit top 7. But
about 6.2 seconds behind.
But he is quick.
Matthew.
Just having a look at his lap times, he's now hitting a patch where he's of a similar pace to the lads in front. So I'm not sure how much that time you can claw back.
No, and his teammate Matthew Dambreen is in the Ford. So
got to get past the bus.
We'll see how's that going to play out once Billy is able to close that gap down. It was 6.2 seconds, and he already clawed back about 3/10. But we're still on board with Mark Fletcher. But even with this battle going on, it just seems that Adam is slowly losing more and more to those two in front. And Adam even has to watch his rearview mirror for Luke Kean, because he's within that second as well. So like Wins is saying in chat, can Luke get that podium back? Well, that's a good question. He may be able to. I mean, Luke showed some serious pace in the practice. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to really fight for those top 2 positions because he dropped a couple of places. While Elliot Harper just had a hard hit. I think that was at the bus stop chicane. Just losing the back end while turning in.
Seen that a couple of times tonight, haven't we?
I even think his car got stuck into the barrier.
Just to rub it in.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. Wow, Kieran Smart. Oh,
He's in.
Nice move.
He's done it.
Miles Owens, it seemed like he had a little bit of a twitchy rear end.
Twitchy rear end, eh?
Twitchy rear end. Yeah. But, yeah, he lost the position to Kieran, so nice move. Well done. Well anticipated.
Where's Mark Fletcher? Why is he 4th? Have I missed something here?
I think we've missed something with Mark Fletcher indeed. We're going to have to wait and see what happened there. Oh, Mark got the crash just like Dominic Forster had, and he had to wait until Adam and Luke came by. And that with about 8 minutes of racing left. That's really unfortunate for Mark, who had a great race so far and was keeping up with Peter, and that gives Peter Smith a little bit of air to the cars behind. And Adam Southgate back in P2, and Luke wins. Luke back on the podium for now. Oh, we have Alpha 147 saying that he thinks that Adam has damage because he hit a sausage curb about 3 laps back. I'm not quite sure if they damaged the car. I'm not quite sure if they damaged the car that hard. Because if you look at especially the Ferraris, who can sort of use those sausage curbs going through the chicane, but who knows? Maybe he does a little bit. But
his last lap was quicker than Peter Smith's, and Luke was only marginally quicker. So I'm not sure there's a lot of damage, but we'll see how it pans out.
Well, and Jay Blesserpool puts it in the chat now as well. Maybe the tires going off a little bit more on the Ford. We'll see. Maybe Luke is capable of trying to claw that second position from Adam.
I think that's what happened last week, wasn't it? I think Adam was saying when Mark overtook him, he held him off so long that his tyres were actually pretty knackered at the end.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have to defend for 40 minutes long, then obviously you're working the car harder than you would be if you don't have any pressure from behind for that long. So we'll have to wait and see if Luke is able to put that pressure on while we're looking at Miles Owens on board. Very nice view here. Miles, who's still fighting off Kieran Smart.
So the leader's just coming up to the 21 lap complete. So I'm guessing, looking at the clock, we've got 3 laps left. So Kieran Smart and Miles Owen must be on the right ding dong, keep switching places. So Kieran currently we're on board with just over a 10th behind. He's used to be catching him on the oval section, doesn't he? And then obviously Miles is doing something somewhere else on the track to get his position back. Ooh, that's a little bit wide.
Yeah, I think that was close to a slowdown, but he's still going.
Didn't get a great exit out of that.
And we're on board with Adam, who definitely has the pressure now from Luke. But we're coming onto that oval. And again, the power of the Ford comes into play, so Luke won't be able to do much.
Yeah. Well, it's just good to see my maths isn't that bad then, really. So
No,
that'll obviously have to be rounded up, won't it?
Oh, Mark. Sorry, Mark.
It's Luke.
Oh, it's unfortunately for Mark, it's Luke. I do have to agree with what Wins was saying in the chat that I was looking forward to the battle between Mark and Peter, as it already was quite fired up. But we don't have that. Mark is too far back, I think, to even try and get a podium position. Although you never know what happens. That's one thing for sure. Nice helicopter view here of turn 2, where you could see the different lines taken by Adam as well as Luke. So I reckon we will be on the white flag. So we roughly have 1.5 laps to go. Oh, and there's spin by Matt Acton. Not quite sure if he lost the position. I don't think he did. So he will still be running in P16. But I'm wrong. He did lost one position.
In the excitement of all this, then I'll just politely point out I haven't seen Driver of the Day come up. Quick, get it up. We'll have 2 minutes. Yeah. See Phil coming up with excuses in our ears now. One job. That's all he's got. One job.
Oh well.
And now having a look at
it's Luke
squirming all over the back.
Yeah, well, it looked like he had that inside coming out of that chicane, but then again, the power of the Ford comes into play while we have the driver on day on the screen, as Mark asked for. So look at the right-hand side of your screen, look at the number in front of the name, and for anyone who you want to put a vote in, put that number in chat, press enter, and it will be put up. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Oh, there's a little tap between Luke and Adam, and I think Luke even sort of waited for Adam, but Adam was facing the wrong way. And it seems like a similar tap that Adam had, Luke had at lap 1 in turn 2. It just seems like, that Audi just can carry more speed through turn 2, because it's every time where he pulls up. So Adam actually lost 2 positions. Even 3. He lost the position to Mark, to Luke as well.
Slowing up, I think, isn't he?
As Jelle Pieter Hoogland.
Who's that? Peter's coming up into the last section. I think this is going to be another lap. It's going to be tight. 20 seconds left. Peter needs to slow down. He's got 6-second advantage.
He probably won't. So we've got 1 more lap left. I think I've just seen Luke McKeon giving the position back to Adam Southgate. That's fair play by Luke. Unfortunately, the incident did happen.
It's going to be another lap. Let's hope everyone's fueled up properly.
Well, Baron, he could have avoided it, maybe not. I mean, in the heat of the battle, it seemed like a racing incident. It's not like he gave a hard tap, but yeah, of course, unfortunately, Adam did lose quite a couple of positions. But in all fairness, Luke was fair enough to wait on Adam and give the position, at least his position, back to put Adam in 4th. And I even think that Adam is not necessarily that far behind Jelle Pieter Hoogland, but it's only 1 lap to go. Feel
free to vote quickly. currently, I think. $27. Who's that?
Stephen Bird.
Ooh, check you.
He's been quite anomalous in this race, but he's still sixth position. So I'm giving my vote to Stephen Bird.
So I can't help to think if Billy qualified, he probably would have been with a shout up the top there somewhere, wouldn't he? So he's gone up 14 places.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? He didn't. He decided to have more of a fun race. And he's doing a great job, though.
Someone's voting for Peter. He can't win everything.
But we're on board with Kieran Smart.
Race control getting involved. What's going on here?
We're still on board with Miles Owens and Kieran Smart, who are fighting for P13 on the last lap. And Adam did pull the gap down on Jelle Pieter Hoogland, but I don't think he will be able to get that position.
So Peter Smith has crossed the line, winning the race. Mark Fletcher in second. Jelle Pieter Hoogland surprisingly third after the incident between Adam Southgate finishing in fourth and Luke McKeon in fifth.
And here we see the person I voted for, quite an anomalous race, but Stephen Bird in P6, while Callum Brand has a good finishing in position in P7.
So Matthew Dambreen in 8th and Billy Fletcher now coming up to the line in 9th, 14 places from where he started. Matthew Hodges in 10th, Raul Lopez in 11th. Jason taking 12th. That'll leave Miles Owen and Kieran Smart, who've been fighting for the whole race, 13th and 14th. And our guest, Daniel Merchant, filling in, finishing 15th. Matt Acton, 16th. And Dominic Forster, 17th. Dries Kadir.
And they took it to the line, Miles Owens and Kieran Smart. Nice to see.
Dries Kadir in 18th. Josh Thompson in 19th. And I think the others might have already crossed because they are further back, or if they retired. They've retired. I'm just looking at the lap numbers.
So yeah, I believe
I
that
think
is
the last
it.
person, Matt Acton, just finished. So I think
Let's
that's
get the race
everybody done.
results. Yeah, let's get those race results up for everybody.
What a race!
That was a cracking race.
I'm just going to leave the driver of the day up for a few more minutes as well. So get those driver of the day votes in.
Get the sympathy votes in.
Remember though, you can only vote once.
Yeah, you can only vote once while Mark goes through the race results.
Oh, yeah, good point. I better do that, I suppose, shouldn't I? So, Peter Smith taking the win, leading from start to finish. Mark Fletcher in second. Jelle Pieter Hoogland in third. Adam Southgate fourth. Luke McKeon in fifth. Stephen Bird in sixth. Callum Brandt finishing in seventh. Matthew Dambreen in eighth. Billy Fletcher finishes ninth. Matthew Hodges 10th. 11th was Raul Lopez. 12th, Jason Hodgson. 13th, Miles Owen. 14th, Kieran Smart. 15th, Daniel Merchant. 16th, Matt Acton. 17th, Dominic Forster. Dries Kadir in 18th. Josh Thompson in 19th. Jack Clifford in 20th.
Elliot Harper in 20th.
Oh, is it? Is it the other way around? Sorry, my bad. Wait for the next page to scroll over, actually. 21st is Jack Clifford. Bart Dolphin, who retired, hitting the wall in 22nd. Andreas Hauser, 23rd. And Martin Hobson bringing up the rear in 24th.
So we have it. Last few minutes to get your driver of the day votes in. And we will just take a little look at how that is going. Peter Smith with 33.3% of the vote. Mark Fletcher with 33.3% of the vote. Currently, Callum Brandt with 16.7% of the votes and Josh Thompson 8.3%. So it's tied at the moment. So yeah, if you can.
So that'd be Peter and Mark logging on to do their driver of the day vote.
Yeah, I guess it's whoever gets on first in the next 10 seconds to actually vote for themselves, and then they can take the driver of the day vote. Well, I think it's probably going to be split, and it's going to go down to both of them.
Well, fair play. Fair play.
We shall see. Right, I'm going to give it another 15 seconds for the votes. If anyone wants to get your driver of the day votes, get them in.
Come on.
Now.
There's 30 of you. Come on.
All you have to do is type the number you see on screen on the right hand side next to the driver you would like to vote for driver of the day. And exactly. So as Josh showing the details there said, type 13, give me a vote. And Daniel Merchant gets a vote there as well, just going in at the end. Daniel actually had a really good race. No, I mean Daniel had a really good race there.
Yeah.
Picked up some points for Dennis. Only half points, but points are points, aren't they? It's still looking like a draw on the old driver of the day, so
I think it'll be. We'll have to call it a draw.
I think we're gonna have to call it a draw, aren't we? Yeah, I'm gonna finish the poll. We've finished the poll, and we have two drivers of the day: Peter Smith and Mark Fletcher. You're first and second, so I mean, realistically, well deserved. Can't really complain about that. Next week we're at Summit Point Raceway for round 7 of the US GT3 Championship. Before we head to the final race of the season at Watkins Glen, which is a favourite of most of the commentary team.
Yep, it's a good
Everyone loves a bit of Watkins
Definitely
Glen.
is. Yep.
So with that, just going to say thank you to Race Control as always, Neil, Ed and Aaron doing a sterling job. Cheers to Mark and Ruben for the old commentary.
Cheers for you for the production, Phil.
No worries. Cheers, Josh, for the subscription there at the very end. Just jumping in. Cheers to everyone for watching, and obviously cheers to all the drivers for taking part. Amazing job tonight. Good racing.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, so we will catch you next week, same time, 8:15. Although the clocks go back.
Oh, is it next week?
Forward.
Extra hour in bed. That's good. Extra hour of practice for you hardcores.
Is it forward or backwards?
It's going back.
I think it's going backwards. Yeah, so we'll lose an hour.
You're gonna go back in time.
No, you gain an hour, don't you?
I always get confused by this, but yeah, maybe you do gain an hour.
Yeah, it now becomes 8:45 as opposed to 10:45.
But either way, I'm off for the next week, so I think I've.
Oh, are you again?
So I've just. It sounds like I've just gained an hour on my week off. So
there you go, you're done, you.
1 hour extra to move.
Well, yeah.
Are you moving? Are you, Phil?
I am moving this weekend. So this will be the last race ever streamed from Chateau de Shithole. I'm calling it now, and I'm moving to where most people live, in a house. So where
are you going? Manchester or Yorkshire?
No, I'm moving to the great town of Uxbridge, right near Heathrow. Love hearing the old planes.
Yeah, M4 corridor. Yeah.
Where I used
so
to
you're going to the posh ends. You're going from East London to West London.
Exactly. You gotta make that switch at some point. And in the cash
end of the tube line.
So yeah, you gotta make that switch. You don't want to stay where all the scumbags are. I'm only kidding. Like, it doesn't matter where you are in London. It's always...
You'll stay one as well. No matter if you go to the west, you'll stay one.
Yeah, exactly. So
London.
Yeah, so next week I'll be bringing you the live stream from a completely different location. The internet is already
assuming you've got
working.
broadband installed.
No, the internet is already working. It won't be like when I moved into this place where it's a 6-month wait. So yeah, we're already ready to rock. It's just a case of moving all my stuff this weekend, which I am looking forward to. Well, I'm not looking forward to. I'm looking forward to actually being there. I'm not looking forward to actually moving my stuff. I hate doing that.
It's only your rig and your computer set up, isn't it?
Yeah, and the rest of everything else.
AC.
Yeah, exactly. It mounts up. I'm throwing a lot of stuff out as well. But
the only thing
anyway,
left standing in his house right now is his rig. He's sleeping in it. the
It
next
is
couple
pretty
of
much
days. So.
the only thing that I actually have in my place right now is a load of boxes and my rig set up. That is
And
it.
it'd be the last thing to be switched off as well, wouldn't it? And packed away.
Exactly. Well, it has to be. There's a few Le Mans races to do this week, etc. So that has to be done. Right, everyone.
Well,
we'll
luck.
catch you next week, 8:15 GMT. It will be, not BST, so an hour earlier. I don't know whether it's an hour earlier or an hour later. I can't figure it out. Either way, I think it's an hour earlier. So yes,
I presume your clock changes as well, Ruben, this weekend, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll be fine then. So just as you were, so whatever the time dictates, this time next week it will be the right time.
Just keep an eye out on the Discord where you'll see the pop-up notification either through the Discord or through our Twitch channel, and we'll see you all next week.
Exactly. Cheers, guys. Catch you later. Bye-bye.